What's going on, sports fans? We welcome you back to another Top Recruit interview. And if you are starting to catch a theme here, it is that most likely we will talk to a lot of kids from Torrey Pines this year, specifically right now, since it's going into the fall season. We're going to talk to a lot of Torrey Pines volleyball players. This is Jaycee Mack. She is a volleyball player there. She is committed to Baylor. So go Bears. Let's start right there. Congratulations. What made Baylor your future home?
I've always loved the school. Definitely been one of my top schools this entire time. But I think what really pushed me over the edge was the coaches. I felt a connection with them right at the first Zoom call. I loved talking to them. I met some of them at NCDP when I went, so I always knew that that we just vibed well. So I think the coaches really were the ones that helped me get over that hump, and I that's why mostly why I chose that's Baylor.
So has this been like lifelong dream school just since you started wanting to play volleyball dream school? How long has Baylor been on your radar? And what was that moment like when you finally got the actual offer?
It's definitely been. It was one of my dream schools. If I always knew that if Baylor offered me, it was probably going to be an immediate yes. When they did offer me, I was so happy. It's just like everything that I've been working for. It was all worth it in that moment.
So you mentioned a Zoom call to start the process, talking to the coaches, going to meet at club championship tournaments, and it just feels like there's so many different elements and steps to the recruiting process now that you are done with it. And you're only a junior, but that, if anything, means that you are a little bit ahead of the curve. What is some advice that you might have to student athletes and their families out there that are just getting started in the process?
My advice would be don't overcomplicate things. I think when I was going into the whole recruiting process, I was so stressed out. I was freaking out. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to talk to these coaches. But once you're on the call with them, you realize that they're humans too. You don't need to freak out because they're a coach at one of these big schools. They know what you're going through. They understand. So just take a deep breath and just you got it.
Does anybody send actual like letters anymore, or is it all now Zooms, DMs, Instagram posts, stuff like that? Did you receive any physical letters in any of this recruiting process?
I did of brochures of the school or just like handwritten letters from the coaches, but nothing about offers.
So there are still, though, occasionally some handwritten. I'm that is going to be gone at some point. And as somebody who is in their early 30s, like I'm feeling the aging process very rapidly right now, where the recruiting, I can think back to sending out VHS tapes when I was in high school, and now it's Zoom calls, and I see the look on your face. I know, but yeah, it's crazy. I'm waiting for the last kid to be like, nope, I didn't receive a single hand. It was all electronic communication in this process. All right, let's talk about the here and the now. You are getting ready for another volleyball season with Torrey Pines. Practices haven't started yet, but we've talked to some of your teammates already, and people know a little bit going into the season just what the vibe is going to be. What are your expectations, thoughts, just early emotions about this season for Torrey Pines?
I know we're all feeling very confident. We last year we had a couple injuries, which I think held us back a little bit, but this year everyone's healthy. We have the same lineup from last year, so I think we feel very confident that we're gonna win.
For you, what kind of personal goals do you have set?
Personally, volleyball wise, I want to just work on
I guess
um,
life wise, just anything you got going on.
just keep growing as a person and as a player. I think high school season is like what really helps me grow as a student athlete because you're really managing the student life and the athlete life because you go from school to either practice or a game where you're hopping on a bus for maybe 2 hours to go all the way up to LA. So I think it really just helps me grow and realize help me stay organized because I know those are things I'm going to need to be able to do in college.
I'm curious about the impact that Coach Brennan Dean has on all of that process. He is a club coach. He is a high school coach. He's very involved in all of your guys' lives reaching this point. Talk to us a little bit about playing for him.
Brennan is one of those coaches that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. He's been with me since I was 13, I think. And he was there with me when I transitioned from middle to outside. And he stuck by me throughout the whole process. And words cannot describe how thankful I am for him. If he was not in my corner, I don't know what kind of player I'd be today. And at Torrey, he's so helpful. If you're ever feeling stressed out because of school and because of volleyball, he's like, just take a moment. If you can't come to practice today, that's okay. Just catch up on whatever you need to catch up on for school. He's a very supportive person. I think that really helps every athlete.
We talked to your teammate Lila Green a couple of days ago on the show, and she described practice every day at Torrey Pines is kind of like a national championship vibe, just because of the amount of talent that is in the gym. What's it like for you being around? I mean, you guys already have to go play D1 commits and huge opponents every single game, but internally also in the gym, like it's got to be a really incredibly fun, but maybe a little stressful kind of level of competition to be around all the time.
Yeah. Well, my one of my really good friends is Finn, and she's committed to Penn State. And I think playing with her has helped me learn new skills and also has pushed me to become better because she's awesome and she's a great team and I love being around her, but she pushes me in ways I didn't know I could be pushed.
Kind of leaves no room for error when you have that much talent around you.
Yeah, definitely.
As an outside hitter, you are somebody that I'm inherently just jealous of. You have the height, you have the ability to jump and do all sorts of cool athletic things that I never got a chance to do. What's the best feeling? Is it just getting up and like finding a spot where you can drop a kill without anybody getting to it? Is it pummeling somebody in the face and just watching them crumple? Like as an outside hitter, what is the best feeling for you in the game?
I love bouncing a ball, and I think that's definitely the best feeling. Or digging a really hard ball that no one expected you to get up. That's a really good feeling.
Okay, I can dig it. No pun intended. I just realized that's a horrible volleyball joke. I always like asking because you guys play, like you said, you go up to LA, you play in these big tournaments, you play at big schools. You guys in Cathedral Catholic are maybe the 1-2 rivals of volleyball kind of right now, locked in this battle and are only a mile or two apart. So you go to a lot of crowded and excited gyms. You also play in front of a pretty solid home crowd. And we can always call them out. More people should go to these games, but between big road crowds and big home crowds, what's the better win? What do you enjoy more? Shutting down an opponent on the road or winning in front of the home crowd?
I'm gonna have to say at their gym when we beat them and then their whole section goes quiet. It's a really good feeling.
Yes, not enough kids own up to that. I feel like that is absolutely something that like shows the competitive edge is when kids love going and getting it done on the road. You are only a junior, so we will have plenty of time to cover you both in season and have you back on the show and all that. But I like to always ask kids like, what do you still want to get done? Where do you have the bar set for yourself? What do you want to achieve? I mean, are we talking CIF championship, state championship? For you, is it player of the year? Like, what do you still have your goals set for between now and the time you're done at Torrey Pines?
For me, I want to win a CIF championship. That's been my goal since freshman year. States would be awesome, but I want to focus on CIF.
It's kind of weird that everybody like you would think the state championship is the bigger one, but everybody wants that section championship, and I love that fire specifically. And I'm sure that you wouldn't mind it coming against Cathedral Catholic after
I
the
would,
last couple of years. There's no love lost there, and also there's no Cathedral volleyball players on the show yet, so we are all as of right now, STPI. We stand Torrey Pines, public or private. We're here for you. Jaycee, thank you so much for being on with us. Congratulations on your commitment to Baylor, folks. They are loaded with talent. They are loaded with junior talent, so you have a lot of time to go check them out, but that's not an excuse to miss out on Torrey Pines volleyball games. They are absolutely one of those teams that you need to check out this season. Thank you very much for being on with us. We'll see everybody soon.